Ready for another lesson? If she ain't benefiting your process, get rid of her. There come a certain time in a man's life where he get tired of all the bullshit and the nonsense and he start to get serious. And then he realize, okay, I want to leave a legacy, especially monetary wise, to give to my children and my children's children and my children's children for the generations to come after me. Good. Time for you to start pouring in the work. Now, some people decide to do this on their own. Some people decide to have a partner. And most of the men that decide to have partners basically end up choosing the wrong partner. If you want to do the achievement unlock like Xbox and leave generational wealth for the generations after you, you better make sure that you vetting these holes before you go planting seeds inside of them. The problem with it is like a lot of these dudes ain't vetting. She have a pretty face, but she's not benefiting the progress or the process. She holding you back more than anything else. Then you wonder why certain shit happening, and then you complain. But yet you're the one that allowed this shit to happen again. The woman always give you signs, and red flags are always there. But yet you choose to be oblivious to them. I already have one, and I never had a son. And I'm not going to have a son, because I got myself fixed. And that's okay, because I realize at an early age that most of these women are not going to benefit my process. And that's why I only have one. Some people fortunate enough to find that person that actually on their team, but most don't. And then they find out when it's too late, and tragically, their life already in a downward spiral. And they crash into the ground like a helicopter falling out of the sky. You better find a woman that's on your program. Can you find her here in the States? Probably. I can promise you ain't gonna find her in no metropolitan city. I can promise you that. I can promise you more than likely you gonna have to find her in a rural area. Not the metropolitan city because they're too corrupted. You gotta go to like Idaho or Wisconsin or places where they're more homely. Down south, Texas, stuff like that. And even with that being said, it's not guaranteed. The vagina cost here in America is more expensive than other countries because the coochie have to keep up with the inflation. And that's why the vagina pretty expensive here. Everything expensive here in this country. Remember, the satellites and all the technology we use to defend our freedom and democracy comes with a hefty price tag, and somebody have to pay for it. So if you want to go overseas and find somebody that gonna benefit your process, good for you. I'm all for it. But remember, the Western civilization methodology has a far expanding reach. And don't be surprised if that bitch overseas don't try and take you to the cleaners. Because it happen, and it does happen all the time. And especially you are target when you come from America. And then they're like, you know what? I'm just going to crack out a couple of his children and then he going to take me to the States. And then I going to leave his ass. Because it happen more often than not. We see it far too many times. Toolful. You've been taught.